Hey guys, Dean here. We are here today to talk about truck breakdowns. How do we avoid them? Truck breakdowns. You know, there is nothing worse than sitting on the side of a highway waiting for a tow truck to come and get you, or service mechanic or a tire guy to come out there for something that we could have checked before we left. And believe me, it happens a lot more the longer we've been on the road, and anybody who's been on the road for a long time will definitely go thumbs up on this. Common mistakes, but it just shows that guys aren't doing a pre-trip inspection on their truck. Show up for work that a half an hour early so you have time to at least walk around and kick your tires, check your lights, check your oil. When's the last time you popped your hood? These things are going to avoid you hell on the side of the road.
Pause 1 second. Are you interested in being a sponsor for one of our next videos? Do you have a product, app, or service that can benefit our North American truck drivers that you'd like to promote on our channel? With over 125,000 truck drivers across 4 platforms, 8.5 million views in the last 12 months, let our channel bring your product to life. Send us an email if you're interested in sponsoring one of our next videos. And now back to that video.
All right, number one, and one that I'm gonna say is probably a common one, it's a big pet peeve of mine too, is tires. Checking the tires on your truck, not just before the initial run for the day, but at the end of the day, or if you're swapping trailers throughout the day. When you drop that trailer, make sure you get out and you check the tires on the trailer. If you've run over something during your trip and you've put a big gouge in that tire, or you have a tire that's flat, you can let your dispatch know, hey man, this trailer needs a tire on this side. It's not you that it's going to interfere, it's going to be the guy after you. And how many times has it been you where you're the guy after you? You show up, you go and you hook up to this trailer, you're all ready to hit the road, you go back, you kick the tires, and there's half the tire is missing. Somebody's run over something and it's a big blowout. It could have been caught very easily at the end of that person's shift or when they dropped the trailer, but nobody bothered to go back and do that post trip. Before your trip, you don't go out and you're not listening, you're not checking for things, and you got this big bolt sticking through the tire, and then you roll down the road, and obviously that tire is not going to last forever with a bolt in it. Or you get pulled into MTO, they have a look and they go, hey man, did you notice that gigantic chunk of steel sticking out of the back of your tire? Oh yeah, well I did a full circle check. You got to watch out for things like that. Probably one of the most important thing is looking at your steer tires. If you blow one of your drives, that's one thing. It's annoying, it's going to shut you down, it's going to put you on the side of the road. Is it going to cause an accident or throw you into a spin? Probably not. The chances are very, very greatly reduced with a drive tire. You got a bunch of them back there, so one is not going to make the end of the day. But a steer tire, you got 2. Those babies are the ones that are controlling what we're doing. They're on the front. They cause a lot of damage when they blow. It's not just that you're losing the tire is going to put you out of control. If you're not holding on to that steering wheel, you could lose control of the truck, jackknife it, roll it. Not to mention, when that steer tire blows, it doesn't usually just take the tire, it usually likes to take a piece of your hood along with it. It causes a lot of damage. Really, really take that time out there and inspect those tires really good. If that tire looks like there's a potential for danger, don't drive it. You know what I mean? Like you're the driver, so you're the one at the end of the day that makes the call. Hey man, I know I'm running a little bit behind here, but I can't take this thing down the road this way. Let somebody know about it, get it fixed before the problem occurs. Number 2, brakes. Yes, we need those things. They're kind of important. And I'm not talking about, hey, this coffee is delicious, this is a good brake. That's a good brake too, but let's check the actual brakes. It's a matter of, geez, I have to put that overcoat on again and get underneath my truck, or I got to get out that trolley to get myself underneath, throw down a piece of cardboard, whatever it is. But you gotta look at your brakes. You get into a situation and you need to mash on them babies, you're sure as heck gonna want to make sure that they work. Not inspecting them, it just leads to bad practice. I didn't inspect them today. You know what? They were good. They operated good yesterday. They should be good again today. You know what? They've been good all week. They should be good for another week. It just gets into a bad practice where we don't look at that stuff anymore. If you create good habits on the road, then you're gonna probably carry those good habits with you. As we create bad habits, those bad habits are gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse until one day you're in a situation, you hit your brakes, you don't have any brakes, and you're like, man, remember back when I started driving, I used to look at the brakes, this would have never happened. So, you know, take the time, get out and look at them. If you're not sure, go in and see that mechanic, get them to check them, reset them up. A lot of now, like, I mean, as opposed to back when some of us used to drive, you know, we didn't have these automatic slack adjusters. What they don't teach you in a lot of the driving schools and stuff, or when we first started driving, is a way to recalibrate our automatic slack adjusters. So when you're out there, if you are at a set of lights or you're just about to leave your delivery or whatever it is, you're hooked up to your trailer, push that brake all the way down to the floor and hold it there for a second. When you do that, you're gonna hear all the brakes kind of go click, 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 and you can hear them all readjust themselves. It's the pleasure of these automatic slack adjusters. If you don't hear some of those noises, you know, maybe it's time to have that truck looked at and take it in. Or if you feel like it's pulling to one side, you know, if you're driving and you're noticing one of your trailer tires keeps lighting up, it's smoking every time, probably means that you have brakes out of adjustment. So don't be afraid to go in and get that stuff looked at. It's going to save your life, it's going to save somebody else's. Number 3, there are these two things. We look at our truck, we walk to the side of it, and there's this little thing on the side that it pops off. There's one on the other side, it pops off on that other side, and miracle, you can grab the front of that truck and you pull, and the engine all of a sudden becomes visible. You can look inside. It's crazy. Make sure you do it. Pop that hood, get in there, look, what's my oil like? You know, when was the last time I checked my oil? You know, that is kind of an important thing. We need to make sure that lubrication level is up, and it's going to get us down that road. We're not going to end up with a breakdown. How is that engine coolant? Yeah, you know what? We're driving into some hot, you know, like you guys in the States, you're going into Phoenix and stuff like that, 100 degrees. You know, it's kind of important that we have that engine coolant in there. It's one of those things. Or, you know, we're driving into sub-zero temperatures. We haven't had our coolant up to level. Geez, why isn't it getting hot in here? I don't understand. You know, I got my thing cranked up, but it's not getting hot. You need to check these things. Not to mention, now with the computer and the diagnostics on all these vehicles, your coolant doesn't have to be down much before your truck says, sorry about that, mister, but you got to pull over, right? I'm going to derate your motor and you're not going anywhere until you put some more fluid in me. Oh my God, I didn't do an inspection. I didn't look at that, and I don't have any fluid with me. Well, guess what? Now you're sitting on the side of the road waiting for a mechanic or a service guy to bring you out a jug of coolant. Can you imagine having to explain that one to your dispatcher? You know, make sure you're grabbing a hold of the belts, inspect your belts. You know, you drop one of your belts off of the front, you're shut down, you're not going anywhere. They're all small little things. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but you know, they are common mistakes. They're common things that shut guys down on the side of the road. So make sure that you're doing a proper circle checker at the beginning. That's going to save you a lot of time. You know, while you're on the road, listen to the sound that your engine's making. Is your engine, you know, making a ticking sound? Is it hissing? Do you hear noises? If you do, you know, pull over, get out and inspect it, see why it's doing that. You drive that same truck down the road every single day, you're going to know every sound that truck makes. Know your vehicle, know the sounds that your vehicle makes. If something doesn't sound right, inspect it and find out why. Number 4, wires, electrical systems of your truck. You know what? The more lights we got on there, and as awesome as it looks, and you know, somebody is going to be an advocate of having lots of lights. Chrome and lights. Chrome and lights won't get you home, but you look awesome on the side of the highway. But the more lights you have, or you know, we have a big lighting system, things deteriorate over time. We got weather, we got salt, and now that brine that they put on the road, that stuff just loves wiring. It loves to eat it away, deteriorate it. You see, sometimes you go back and you look at a wire's frayed a little bit and it's all blue and got all that green crusty stuff all over it. That's just your wires deteriorating away. So we need to make sure with that wiring stuff that we're inspecting it. Don't be afraid to get your hands a little bit dirty, you know, like if you notice a light is not blinking, it's kind of blinking, but it's really faint. That means that you have an electrical problem somewhere. Chances are it's grounding out somewhere on the frame. So don't be afraid to get that hand up and behind the rails and stuff like that. Feel the wiring. Sometimes you'll just touch that wire and all of a sudden, boom, the lights just light right back up again. Well, then you know you're close to the area and you're gonna know, like sometimes you can repair that yourself. But your electrical system is huge, man. If it's not operating right and you decide you're gonna roll down the road, or hey, it's day daytime. You know, I don't have any running lights. I do have my flashers, but I should be okay because I'm just running through the day, and all of a sudden that day leads into the nighttime. We've completely forgot about it because we've been operating it so long, and now you're driving through the night. You got no lights on the back. You know, you are just nothing but a hazard out there. So make sure that we're checking our electrical system. We're really aware of everything that's going on with it. Okay, and I would also say, you know, let's watch out for, you know, what's my battery charging at? We do a lot of our physical inspection. We walk around the truck and we've kicked our tires, we've popped the hood, we got oil, we got coolant, we've looked at our lights, everything is running good. But one thing we didn't look at is when we got inside the cab, did we look at what that altimeter is reading? You know, like, I mean, is my alternator running at 14? Is it running down in the low 12s? You know, that means that we have a problem with our battery, our charging system. Now that could be your batteries, that could be some wiring to the batteries, that could be our alternator. There's a few different reasons why our battery is going to die down. Hey, all great, fine and dandy. We got in, we started the truck and we were heading out on the road, but then I stop at that truck stop and I shut the truck off. I get back in and I want to start it, but you know, lo and behold, the battery's dead. A couple things you can look for on that battery is, some people don't know, again, for the newer drivers out there, you walk up beside your truck and you smell this rotten egg smell. It is putrid. It's a disgusting smell. Really like that sulfury, whatever they want to call it, egg fart, whatever you want to call it, smell, but it's horrible, right? That means that one of your batteries is probably cooking. And if you pop the, you know, your cover off, you're gonna look down, you're gonna see either it's smoking or it's just like that smell is going to get even more intense. So things to watch out for, you know, watch for that and watch that gauge, you know, make sure that gauge is at a full charge. You're at least up around that 14. That's going to save you a lot of time. And last but not least, your airlines. You know, did I look at my airlines? You know, when I made that last corner and I had that load on and it was kind of a sharp turn and it just like nips that airline on the back, and now, you know, you got an air leak, it's just going to get worse. Air is very unforgiving. You know, once it starts leaking, you can't stop it. It's not like you can just put a piece of tape on it and it's going to stop it. It's not. You're running at 120 PSI. That stuff's badass, man. It'll blow through just about anything. That's why we have those special airlines. Make sure you do a full inspection of your airlines. If you hear an air leak or you hear hissing from somewhere, you know, shut the truck off. Make sure that the air is built all the way up to a full 120. Your governor's kicking on. Then get out of the truck, shut it off so it's nice and quiet, find out where that air leak's coming from, and then you'll be able to determine, you know, is this an actual leak? Is it just, you know, the auto leveler is setting itself? Make sure you know what's going on with that. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of headache out on the side of the road. That's just a few on my take on it. Of course, like always, I probably forgot a million different other things that could start you down on the side of the road. I love your guys' comments. I love them, good, bad, and indifferent. Give them all to me. I try to read them as much as I can. I try to get back to you guys when I can. You gotta remember, I'm out on the road too. I'm out there all the time with you guys, so sometimes my downtime, I don't get at it right away, but I always try to. Always make sure you like us. Like it, subscribe, tell all your friends, get them to subscribe, and hit that bell. You're gonna miss it. Man, if you don't hit the bell, if you're not up there, you'll miss the whole new videos, and I don't want you to miss the videos because I love you guys. Keep that shiny side up, keep the rubber side down. We'll catch you guys on the next film. Bye-bye.